Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos reseller channel. I'm Star. If you're new here or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It helps us feed our hungry hippos. Today's Friday, March 21st. Because it's Friday, we're doing one of our fun things that sold for thousands of dollars and sometimes only hundreds. We're looking at Easter plush this week, and they don't quite make the thousands, but there are some that sell for hundreds. So we're going to look at the top sales on eBay and talk about those. And then we'll do a quick search on Terapeak. On both eBay and Terapeak, I did a search for Easter plush, sorted it by sold, and then highest price to lowest. eBay goes back 3 months. Terapeak goes back a year, which is why I like to look at both. So let's scoot down about 10-ish. We'll start with the vintage pastel waffle terry cloth bunny. So I have had other brands and other animals of these vintage waffle plush, and they're always a bolo. They're always a good find. This is what they look like up close. This is why they're called waffle. And they're terry cloth. They feel like a towel or a washcloth. Not all of the terry cloth plush are waffled, but all of the waffles are terry cloth. Hopefully you followed that. This is Eden. So I would have put this up front. I always have complaints about the titles. Titles are just, they need to have like an eBay title writing 101 course that sellers have to take. Brand should always be first, especially when it's a vintage brand that sells for a lot of money. Eden's a good brand. There's another one of the same bunny, different background. He sold for $170 as well. A little bit more shipping than the other guy. So a lot of these are going to be Knickerbocker and Rushton, which is not surprising. And you'll get to see what some of these Rushtons and Knickerbockers look like. The chances of you finding the $175 Easter bunny are probably very low, but the chances of you finding Rushton and Knickerbocker in your lifetime as a reseller are actually pretty high, especially if you go to estate sales, church sales, and yard sales. They are out there. They're bolos. Definitely, they sell for a lot of money. They're vintage and they're very rare, but they're not like those once in a lifetimes. I've found several already in my 8 years. So you want to always, without a doubt, buy any Knickerbocker and Rushton plush that you find. And this guy is too super cute. He's got a little wear and tear, but these are vintage. I mean, some of these are from the 70s, 80s, you know. Oh, he is really cute. Next, we have a rare Tails and Sonic Easter plush. That title threw me off. So the Tails is Easter, and the Sonic is just a regular Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic is pretty big. We've talked about him on this channel quite a bit already this year. There's been new movies. There was the TV show with Knuckles. So Sonic and his friends are actually worth sourcing right now. I do find when popular characters from video games or shows or movies are combined with holidays, those are always bolos. I had a Halloween Pikachu and Halloween Eevee that were just so cute. I actually had bought them as part of my Halloween costume as a Pokemon trainer when I went to Boss in 2022. It's been a while. And I kept them around and enjoyed them for a couple years, and then it was time to sell them. But they did really well also. And they were from Walmart, and I didn't pay that much for them. So after a couple years, they were worth money. So holidays combined with well-known characters is a good idea. Sonic is hot right now. Video game characters are hot. This is Jimmy. So Jimmy is a good brand. And Jimmy makes a lot of, or made, they're mostly vintage. Jimmy has a lot of holiday plush. I've seen Easter, I've seen Halloween. Christmas is more predominant than any other. But when I see Jimmy, I do grab it. If I saw Jimmy new in the box like this, I would probably have a heart attack and be so excited. Did you ever find something at the thrift that you're so excited about and you're like trying to be nonchalant, you're trying to be cool, you're trying to be like chill and not let anybody know how excited you are? So you just kind of like put it in the basket and have like an enter party in your head? That would be me. Jimmy plush are almost always electronic. They usually sing and dance. They're definitely something you want to grab. This guy sold for $200. So that's awesome. Here's a vintage gun. You guys know vintage gun is great. Vintage Easter gun, especially these really old ones that are modeled after like the Rushton model plush. $195, right? So if you ever see a plush that looks like a Rushton and it's not a Rushton, it's probably a gun, and I would say that's still a bolo. This is something I've never seen. That title is the brand Piglet. Zay Cootie. What is a Zay Cootie? Let's look that up. Let's learn something together today. Oh my goodness. It's the cutest toy you've ever seen, and they are not lying to us. Look at these faces. I think they're all bunnies. Oh my goodness. Look at this one. Oh. Okay, so if you're ever outsourcing and you see a bunny and it's got these eyes, those eyes, they're like the Puss in Boots from Shrek with the eyes. If you ever see these super cute bunnies, they're a bolo. Oh my gosh, they're cute. So Piglet must be her name. I don't understand their title. It might be her name. I don't know what I don't know what's going on there. But I guess that's the type of bunny. If you ever find one, just Google image it to see what you have. But I would say if you ever see, let's see what their tag looks like. It's a bunny reaching for a star. So if you ever see this tag or these super cute bunnies with the face, I mean, this one's an Easter one, but I would say any of them would be bolos, and they're, gosh, they're cute. $220. It has eyelashes. I can't. I have to close this window because you're too cute for me. Here's another vintage gun. This one's kind of creepy. It's a dreamy kitty cat. This title. You guys get to hear me complain every Friday about these people's titles. I'm telling you. I don't like its face. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't want to hurt his feelings. But that's, I don't know. $224 for a cat that belongs in a haunted house or at Zach Baggins Museum in Vegas. Next we have this one's not much better. Oh my gosh, were they trying to scare children in the 1950s? Oh my gosh. He looks like he's alive and he's plotting the death of everybody in your city. $229 for this nightmare. But these gun plush are good. So if you can tolerate them being in your office or your work area for a couple days while you work on it, I guess they're worth it. A little creepy, but I can handle creepy for a couple $100, right? So another thing about vintage plush from like the 50s, I think up through the 60s and sometimes in the 70s, but most often 50s and 60s, they had soft mohair. That's what they were made out of back then. It doesn't really look different than the fuzzy plush now that we have in current times, but it feels different. And it's really hard to explain it to you unless you've ever found it and been able to get that textile experience and touch it. But once you have touched mohair, you know what it feels like. They have like mohair journals at Walmart. They're kind of close to the plush. But if you can just find something that's mohair and touch it. Or if you ever find one, once you touch it, you know it. You can't really tell it by eyeballs. It's by feel, but you could tell by eyeballs just looking at this guy. That's clearly a vintage animal. Old-timey stuffed animals look different, right? If we go down this list that we've been looking at, these vintage animals, they have a different look. This guy, the Knickerbocker, they just have a very different look to them. You can definitely learn how to eyeball them. And then you'll learn things about like the terry cloth, the Rushton, the Knickerbocker, the guns that look like the Rushtons, the really I would say if it's creepy, it's probably vintage. These mohairs. This little duck is cute. He sold for $280. This is a Rushton. So Rushtons are animals with plastic doll face or rubber doll faces, not plastic. My bad. They have rubber squishy doll faces inside of a stuffed animal. And once you've seen one, you will be able to eyeball them and pick them out of the crowd when you're outsourcing. They're a little creepy too. I don't understand why all toys in the 50s through like the 70s, even into the 80s, they were creepy. Even like, remember Furbies and Teddy Ruxpin when they would just like in the middle of the night in your dark room when you're a child trying to sleep, they would just wake up and start talking to you? Creepy. Oh, this one. This one is a cross between being really cute and really creepy. I don't know. It's kind of cute. This is a Rushton bunny rabbit. $295. So keep your eyes out for these Rushtons. Of course, Easter is what we're talking about today specifically. But most of these vintage brands that you're seeing here today, and what I'm teaching you about the vintage plush, goes for any type of stuffed animal. Okay, here's a good brand you need to learn too. You need to know this brand. They usually make teddy bears. There's a lot of stiff teddy bears out there, but they do make rabbits and other things. This one's from the early 1900s, so it's antique. You're going to find some that are just vintage, maybe from the 50s, but keep your eyes out for this brand. And they will have this little metal, like a tag on them, on their ear, somewhere on their body that shows you what they are. This guy is 120 years old. He's seen better days. He still sold for $400. This may be one of the very, very rare, we could never hope to find plush that you're going to see today. I don't know what is special about this? Because the title this is from Walmart. It's a Walmart brand. It's not vintage. It doesn't say it's vintage. The title sucks. It's giant. I mean, listen, I love selling Walmart plush. The Walmart holiday plush. If you can go to Walmart after a holiday and buy up the plush, Easter, Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, they have those big bins of the plush that are like 2 feet long, 2 feet tall. If you can get those discounted or even find them at the thrifts, they're worth a lot of money. They're giant jumbo plush. They're holiday themed. I love them, but I have never sold one for $500. Like not even 100. We're talking like 80 at most. At most. I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out what's so special about this one, but I don't know. I don't know. I really cannot. Let's look at his tag. Year mint buddy. Is there a year? No. I don't know. Is this money laundering? If you have an opinion about how this bunny or why this bunny sold for $500, please, by all means, let me know in the comment section. We have 2 Rushton rubber face Easter bunnies by the same buyer. One sold for buy it now, one sold on an auction. This is not fair. This is like a once in a lifetime rare Rushton Easter bunny find in a dress. This person found 2. Look at his pants with the ducks. Oh my goodness, cute. So the buy it now sold for $550 plus $35 delivery, $610 on the auction with the same amount of money for delivery. All right, let's have a quick peek at Terra Peak. We got, oh God. See, I don't know if he's cute or creepy. Can he be cute and creepy? A little bit. This one sold last summer in July for $660. And this person clearly has the same mentality as me. If it's a duck or a chick, I put the word Easter in the title. Doesn't have to be a bunny. We have this yellow duck that sold last May. This one's in a little bit rougher shape. That's a bad picture too. Terrible titles, terrible photos. Still sold for $600. This is not Easter. I don't know how this ended up here. We just saw this one on eBay and this one. See if there's any more that are different. There's this guy. And he sold for $375. Oh my goodness, it's another one of those little rabbits. I wish they weren't so expensive because those are cute. Like something with that cute of a face needs to hang out with me in my office. Like I would list it to sell it, but I want to look at its face. Like I want to spend time with it and be friends until it finds its new. I want to be a foster mom. I want to be a foster mom to one of these cute rabbits. All right, we have an antique tiny stife. This is a little tiny Easter bunny. He looks like he's made out of burlap sacks. Potato sacks. He's cute. He sold for, where'd he go? He sold for some money. Is that him? $375. The little bunny in the dress, $350. This is a good brand too. Unfortunately, this is over 3 months old, so I can't go through the photos and show you the tag, but this is Magnuson, which is a good brand. Here's another mohair. That's cute. $300. And Disney Parks Hidden Mickey. Oh, the Duffy Hidden Mickeys are worth some money, Easter or not. If you find these Hidden Mickey faces, you absolutely want to grab them. I just accidentally closed that out, but that's okay. That's as far down as I was going to go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything you saw in this video, leave it in the comment section. I answer everybody. And if you have a request for one of these videos moving forward on a type or brand or character of plush, TV show, anything like that, and it doesn't have to be plush, you can request anything. I really like doing these videos for Fridays. I think they're really fun. They're a nice way to wrap up the week. They absolutely allow for a lot of teachable moments. Today we learned a lot about vintage. And we learned a new brand of rabbits that are really cute. So these are really good ways to learn and to look at different bolos and know what we should be looking for when we're outsourcing. Go be productive. Go make some money. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.